UK inflation rises to 2.6% in November, aligning with expectations. Welcome to Trend Talks with Jenny and Joey. I'm Jenny, and this is my co-host, Joey. We're here to dive into the latest trends and hot topics from around the world.
That's right. Today, we're focusing on the latest economic trends in the UK. Specifically, we'll be discussing the recent inflation figures for November.
Absolutely. The Office for National Statistics reported that UK inflation rose to 2.6% in November, marking the second consecutive monthly increase. This reading aligns perfectly with the forecasts made by economists.
It's interesting to note that core inflation, which excludes energy, food, alcohol, and tobacco, came in at 3.5%. This is just under the Reuters forecast of 3.6%.
This upward trend in inflation is expected to continue over the next few months. Joe Nellis, an economic advisor at MHA, cited the energy market and the tight domestic labor market as key factors.
Nellis also mentioned that recent government decisions, such as higher public sector pay settlements and an increase in the minimum wage, are likely to exacerbate these structural issues.
The persistent inflation in the services sector, which is the dominant part of the UK economy, has led to almost no chance of an interest rate cut by the Bank of England in their final meeting of the year.
That's right. The ONS reported that regular wage growth strengthened to 5.2% over the August to October period, up from 4.9% over July to September. This has solidified the bets in the money markets.
The November data showed services inflation remained unchanged at 5%. Capital Economics stated that this firmly rules out a BOE December rate cut.
However, the overall inflation figures were broadly in line with BOE projections. The real concern, according to George Dibb from the Institute for Public Policy Research, is the UK's weaker-than-expected economic growth.
The UK economy unexpectedly contracted by 0.1% in October, marking the second consecutive monthly downturn. This has raised concerns about the economic outlook.
The British pound also continued to trade lower against both the US dollar and the euro following the release of the inflation print.
If the BOE leaves monetary policy unchanged in December, it will end the year with just 2 cuts of its key rate, bringing it from 5.25% to 4.75%. This is in contrast to the European Central Bank, which has enacted 4/4 percentage point cuts and signaled more reductions next year.
The U.S. Federal Reserve is also expected to trim rates by 1/4 point at its meeting, taking total cuts of the year to a full percentage point. However, there's some skepticism about whether this step should be taken, given the inflationary pressures.
It's a complex situation with many factors at play, but it's clear that inflation remains a significant concern for the UK economy.
Indeed, and it will be interesting to see how these trends develop in the coming months. For now, we'll keep a close eye on the economic indicators and bring you the latest updates.
Thanks for joining us on Trend Talks with Jenny and Joey. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions on the trends shaping our world.
Until next time, keep an eye on the economic landscape and stay informed.